Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of my World of Warcraft Let's Play series through the Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition, where we are playing as a Night Elf Hunter, and we are back for just another casual, relaxing episode of World of Warcraft, where I am just slowly playing through the world of Azeroth and exploring a bunch of different things while just appreciating everything that there is in this game, where we are continuing our adventures right where we left off last episode, where I introduced ourselves to the world and we reached level 6, which as we continue to progress through World of Warcraft, we will be getting less and less levels in each episode. But in order to get levels, we can complete quests just like this one. And this is a story that I've told before on YouTube, but I have a lot of nostalgia with these 3 Night Elves in particular, because when I first started playing World of Warcraft, when I was like 7 or 8, however old I was, maybe 7 I think, I was brand new to the game and also brand new to the world, I suppose, where I didn't really know how everything worked, and I thought that I could help these sentinels out by patrolling with them and just walking back and forth and killing any of the furbolgs that attacked and going and seeing any of the other threats around here, where I have a lot of nostalgia from just those memories. But I remember I didn't know how to walk, so I walked like this, and then when I reached, it was in Darkshore, which we will see soon enough, in the town of Aberdeen. It has some docks. I was on the docks and I discovered that there's a keybind to walk just like this, and when I figured that out, I came back here and I walked with this moon priestess and these 2 huntresses, and I walked with them for real and helped them defend this road. And it wasn't until a little bit later that I realized that I wasn't really doing anything productive, but it was still a fun experience nonetheless, which I think is the goal of video games in general, and also open world games like World of Warcraft that are very open-ended, that have a ton of things that you can do and your own adventures that you can make. Which there are many adventures that we can go on and we can complete mini quests, but I mentioned that I really want to pick up a couple of different professions, so I think we could sneak over this way in order to pick them up. And I need to make sure I don't die to some owls again, because that is a very embarrassing thing to happen. But with skinning, we will be able to kill beasts around Teldrassil and beyond in order to get some leather, which we can just instantly sell the leather to a merchant to get a little bit of gold, or we can try to sell it to other players on an auction house, which we can find in the capital city of Darnassus, far to the west of Teldrassil. Or we can use the leather in order to make armor via leather working, which I want to pick up as well, and we can try to become a little bit more powerful through leather working. We have a skinning trainer here, Radnaw Maneweaver, kind of a fitting name, and we can go ahead and pick up skinning. And then inside of this little house we can find this leather working trainer and get apprentice leather working, where it starts off pretty cheap, which is good. Let's go ahead, come into options, and let's add a 3rd action bar, or a 4th action bar, I guess specifically, that we can have on the right side of our screen. And if we come into our spellbook, we can go ahead and put leatherworking there. And we also have the skinning ability, which we don't really need because we can just right click on animals in order to skin them, but we do need to get a skinning knife. So I can head back to Dolinar in order to get a skinning knife. And then we can find some beasts around Teldrassil, and we can go ahead and hunt them down to progress our professions. And I could also pick up stuff like cooking and first aid and whatnot, which I think will be a nice option. Where these Night Sabers are a good target for us, but I need the skinning knife first, which I do have this Thistlewood dagger, which I feel like could be a little bit fitting, maybe in a crude way, but we do need a proper skinning knife, which I think you can actually equip as a weapon, though it has really bad stats. But for low level players, it might actually be on par with what else we can get until we can get a little bit of a better upgrade at this level or a little bit of a higher level. Also, really quickly, want to point out, because I didn't really talk about it last episode, that as a Night Elf, we have a bunch of special bonuses that are different than the special bonuses that each of the other races get, where this just adds a bunch of flavor to what you pick. Where we get some nature resistance, which we can also see here, where we have 10 nature resistance, which is nice whenever we fight an enemy that would inflict any nature damage against us. We also get Wisp Spirit, where when we die, we move 50% faster back to our corpse, which is probably a good thing because I might die many times. We also get Quickness, where our dodge chance is just increased by 1%, which is nice. And then we get Shadow Mode, which is very classic, where this is a way to go into stealth, but we cannot move while stealthed. Now that we're back in Dolinar, I need to remember where everything is. So I think we want to come to this tree over here. And we don't have too much money. I've not sent money to this character just yet. But as we run into here, there's a priest trainer, food and drink vendor, but we got this first aid trainer that we could chat with. So we can get that and put it maybe here. And then trade supplies. Oh, we do not have enough money for a skinny knife, but I could sell some stuff. Maybe let's go fight a creature and try to get a couple of drops. So let's go find an owl perhaps and get our vengeance. This is like a massive tangent from what we are currently trying to do. Alright, I just need to get like 15 copper of drops. I guess I shouldn't have picked up first aid. I also wanted to pick up cooking. But once we get a skinny knife, we will be able to get a little bit more money, which is good. So, it should be a little bit of money. I don't have an add-on that shows the price of items, and you don't see the price of items just naturally in the Burning Crusade. I was added sometime after. Okay, there's a couple of things. Let's kill this owl and then we can go double check. Especially since after this owl, I'll be pretty low on mana. So I can just naturally take a break in order to replenish my mana. I didn't get a single item from that owl, which is unfortunate, but we did get a little bit of experience. So even though I'm kind of just messing around right now and I'm not being particularly productive, I'm still progressing towards the maximum level. I needed 78 copper. Oh, that ruffled feather is insane. 41 copper. Incredible. Let's run up here. And let's go, it's the trade supplies, and let's get this skinny knife, which you see, it's very close to our thistlewood dagger when it comes to the damage per second, but still worse. And we cannot equip it in the offhand because we do not currently have dual wield unlocked. But now that we have the skinny knife, I saw this knight saber over here, which maybe this person is fighting or is about to fight. Alright, let's come over here. Tag this knight saber really quickly. Take it down. The first enemy that ever killed me in World of Warcraft was a knight saber, but it was a higher level knight saber in the southwestern corner of Teldrassil. But as we skin that knight saber, we got ruined leather scraps, which is great. And we can transform that into light leather, and we can also get light leather from the knight sabers, and then with light leather and buying coarse thread from a trades good merchant, we can start making some armor here. Very basic armor, but better than what we currently have. Over here we have a cook. Let's go ahead and check in with the cook. We might need, yeah, we need 95 copper. So I won't learn it just yet, but spice bread is a recipe in this version of World of Warcraft. So once we get a little bit more money, we can see about getting our cooking skill up. And then we can also just continue leveling up our skinning and leatherworking. But now let's head this way where we have 3 quests over here that we can progress. And a bunch of players all around here, which is always cool to see. Though I do always enjoy being alone in the world as well. Which I think might also, to some extent, fit the vibes of the character that I'm trying to go for. I'm just a natural woodland protector, an elf of the forest. But here towards Starbreeze Village, we have another moonwell, just like the one in Shadow Glen, up at the northeastern end of Teldrassil. We have filled that file, so we have completed that. Over here we have Furbolgs, very classic and iconic enemy that I particularly enjoy a lot. I think they're very cool. We also get some linen cloth from them, which is good. Currently we can transform that into bandages, which might be helpful for us in order to heal in between fights or even during a fight. There's a rare enemy right there that we could try to attack. Might get a special drop. I'm missing a lot against these more basic enemies, which isn't good. And there's a bunch of enemies between me and the rare, and there's a bunch of players around here. So we might not have the opportunity to successfully get this kill. But I did just get a new cape. So 4 more defense or armor, which is going to be good for us. We do need to go inside that building, and then we need to go into this building in the far back corner for a quest. You can see on the mini map. Let's kill this warrior, and then this might give us... Oh, there's a player attacking the warrior. Well, there goes our opportunity for that, but hopefully that player gets a good item. And a nice little boost of experience as well. So let's redirect ourselves to this building, or maybe let's sneak past here really quickly, because this player cleared out this area, so we could just take this opportunity in order to get to the item that is located in here, the Emerald Dreamcatcher. Wish there's a Furbolg in here, so let's back up. Get our dot going, get a little bonus hit, and then try to take this warrior down with our small little dagger. I'm getting a little low on health, but we finish this fight. That should be the only enemy in here. There's a food crate. Let's first get the Dreamcatcher. And we can get that quest item and then see what's inside of the food crate. 4 shiny red apples, which I could eat or I could sell for a tiny bit of copper. I think it's like 1 copper each, so really not all that much. But now let's look towards this building where we have a few Furbolgs in here that we can go ahead and try to fight. I'm definitely very excited to reach level 10. That should be a fantastic milestone for us. Maybe in the next episode we'll get there. Just depends on how much questing we can get done. And a minor healing potion, which is going to be incredible for us, especially since I'm not the best at World of Warcraft. Because this will allow us to heal some health in combat and could potentially save our life. So we don't have to run back, and we don't have to pay money for repair bells, and we don't have to miss out on killing whatever we were fighting. Loose chain gloves should be a nice little boost of money, a few copper, and I can eat these healing herbs. I'll put the tough jerky and the apples. Oh wait, I already have the tough jerky. I'll put the apples there. And then there's going to be some Furbolgs on this top floor, but I'm not going to have a good line of sight in order to attack. almost attack this one. Let's get our Serpent Sting out first. We have one arcane shot. This might be the only one up here, actually. So we can deal with this threat. And then we have this NPC here. Garrulus Talvethrin, however you pronounce that. That we can check with. And then we can return to Dolinar. Wish we have completed the other 2 quests around here. So we have 3 quests that we can turn in back in Dolinar. And as we run this way, we can also keep an eye out for Night Sabers, are really going to be the only thing we can skin. There's one way over there. Could also just kill an owl along the way. It's always nice to get a little boost of experience. And Teldrassil is just such a peaceful and tranquil area. There's a lot of threats and dangers in the zone, of course, and a lot of enemies that we are going to be fighting. But to some extent, it just feels so nice and relaxing. Again, peaceful. I'm very interested in eventually reaching Outland and doing leatherworking in Outland, because I feel like I've never really done Outland leatherworking before, other than maybe just like speed leveling through it back when I played during like Cataclysm or Mist of Pandaria originally. Greetings. So there might be a lot of interesting things. But now we can get the Relics of Awakening, which is a very big quest. That is very difficult and something that we need to prepare a lot for as we go into some barrow dens, which is where the druids slumbered. Some important Warcraft 3 story beats take place in those types of constructs. But here we have the Emerald Dreamcatcher that we can turn in, and then we now get to this quest all the way back over here that we can go ahead and progress through as well. Where I have quite a bit of silver now from completing everything around here. I could get a few more copper from this food crate if I really want. But I feel like maybe I should just like send a couple of gold this character's way. I think I'm getting close to leveling up my tailoring to the next tier of bags that I can make on my main mage. So maybe I'll do that and then send some bags this way as well. But down here, Crown of the Earth, Teldrassil. Go ahead, turn in this quest. And then we get a new one to go all the way over here, which is not at the same place. There's like a little mountain that blocks these two. But here we have a cook, and we can go ahead and learn cooking and spice bread as well. And then we could add cooking to here. And then we could just make some spice bread. Could also make some brilliant small fish. Wish I probably shouldn't waste this copper like this for now. And I definitely just wasted it on getting the spring water. That's so embarrassing. But we can get mild spices like that. Make some spice bread. And we can level up our cooking just a tiny bit, but I remembered this quest that would unlock after we learn how to become a cook, which I really wanted to get for that reason. We can sell the spice bread for a decent amount of money too. So we're currently at 1 silver and 13 copper. If we buy enough to make this and then sell it, we can see how much we can get back. Maybe I should sell these 3 refreshing spring water as well. And we should learn how to cook brilliant small fish, which combining cooking and fishing together is a really good method as you play through World of Warcraft. We got 95 copper. So we can do a little bit more of that cooking as well, but we can also get small spider legs and learn how to make this recipe. So we can fight some spiders all throughout Teldrassil. So let's hunt some of them down so we can complete this quest. I'll learn how to cook this fish. And then I should maybe sell one of these, but that's okay. So now, as we go over this way to complete this next quest, we can go ahead and try to fight some night sabers to skin them, and some spiders to get their spider legs. And hopefully we can reach level 7 before we get to this area, just so we can be a little bit more powerful, because I think this quest is just a tiny bit more difficult compared to the ones we've done. Not too much more difficult. It's a little bit of a higher level quest. No spider legs from you. And we do have this road to Starbreeze Village, but there's not a road to this part. So let's go past this area just ever so slightly and then sneak through the trees. Got a night saber over here. Bunch of owls everywhere. Level up our skinning to level 3. The discolored fang should sell for a little bit of copper. But really I care about the leather and just leveling up our skinning. Because we want to make sure we level up our skinning and the zones that we are playing through before we get to higher level zones, because we need a high enough level skinning in the higher zones in order to skin the monsters of those zones. So we don't want to basically fall behind in our skinning leveling and also our leatherworking and other profession leveling. Which I don't think is ever too much of an issue for me, because I do play pretty slowly and I'm willing to spend some extra time to level up the professions that I want to particularly level up. You know, I don't always want to pick professions or level up any professions as I play, but I'm feeling like leatherworking and skinning and the other ones will be good for this character in particular. Especially cooking, because we do need to feed whatever beast we tame. So having some food is going to be important. Here we are here. This mystic is going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Let's try to kite it back a little bit so it's away from the other fur rogues. I don't see any other players around here right now. Go ahead and loot it. Drink some water really quickly, and then we got to this boss here, which we can also mark with a raid target icon if you wanted. Got lots of different options here, but skull is the most popular for being like the main thing you want to fight. Let's go ahead and tag this just so we can get this boss fight out of the way. We can put a dot on that mystic. Also back up here really quickly. Which I feel like I'm in a little bit of a dangerous position. I should have maybe have gotten to level 7. But I do have this healing potion, which I'm going to use. Get another dot going on the mystic before he runs into melee range. Okay, there we go. Killed the Dream Eater. Let's run back here. Some arcane shots. And there we go. That was a little bit of a close fight. It is a good thing that I used my healing potion, because I would have died there. So that was a fantastic use of the healing potion on my part. But we got to the Gnarl Pine necklace, which we can go ahead and open to get Talon Kai's jewel. And then we need to fight 5 more Gnarl Pine Mystics, which we can find all throughout here. Which I should probably be using my Hunter's Mark a little bit more often. Just deal more damage to whatever enemy we are fighting, but it does cost a decent amount of mana. But we just leveled up to level 7, which is fantastic. And I want to sneak over this way because there's a very popular site. Just ignore any guild invite I get. Got a mystic over here. And then over on this edge, we can kind of see what we got going on with this zone, because we have this branch sticking off of Teldrassil, and we can look down to see the side of the tree, and then we can also look up a little bit. But this is such an insane zone, and it's an incredibly interesting zone because it's so unique, and you don't really ever see anything else like this in many other games that I can think of. I'm sure there's some other example. Definitely some big trees that you can explore in different games, but nothing quite like the scale of Teldrassil. After this mystic, we will need one more, which I see a bunch over there. And we need to refresh our mana. We're not going to get a full refresh from leveling up anytime soon because we are far away from our next level up. Our practice sword, which I like the skin a lot. It's very cool. Just like a little wooden sword. Which unfortunately we cannot use two-handed swords as a hunter, at least at this current point. I don't think you can. We have this mystic over here, which might be a good target for us. And then we can start looping back around to Dolinar. And I think the same thing that we did on our way here is what we should do on the way back, where we should keep an eye out for Night Sabers, which looks like there's another player fighting Night Sabers. And maybe we can even do a very long way around, and we could go do these quests on our way back. We have a tiny bit of inventory space, one of which will clear up as we turn in this rare earth, but we need a couple of pieces of inventory space for the quests over here. We got 2 small spider legs, which is fantastic. Very good for us. And there's a lot of spiders all around here. There's a lot of spiders in Teldrassil in general, including a very, very cool and iconic boss that I'm excited to get to. This is kind of cool here with how the earth transitions to the side of Teldrassil. I think this is a spot that not many people have probably ever been to. There's just no reason to come right here specifically. It's just the path that I chose. Let's cut in this way a bit because I see this lurker. But then there's a furbo camp there that we might want to try to avoid. 2 more spider legs for us. Ignore these Neuropine. You can see the quest is pretty much straight this way. Another spider. Not too many night sabers in this one particular area, but I think I do care a little bit more about the spider legs at this current moment because it is a quest objective for us. And we are approaching the edge of a cliff that we can see coming up in front of us. We want to scale down here a little bit as we get towards this lake area. Some silver leaf. If we were an herbalist, that would be nice. But here we have Lake Ameth. I want to avoid these timberlings because we will be fighting them soon enough. Looks like our quest NPC just ran out here to fight this timberling. Or we got a couple of people questing here as well. And this might take us a moment while we wait for this roleplay to happen from these other players. Where there are a couple of things around Teldrassil that we can get and bring back here. Oh. Let's kill this boggling. Can get the boggling roots that were intended for the other player. This increases physical damage by 1. And then this other player is turning in the quest, so we're going to have to fight the boglings again, or whatever comes next. Go ahead. Get a bonus on physical damage to fight these ones. I guess this is one way to farm these boggling roots if you ever needed them for something. And we'll get our own in the future. But we can turn this in. And then a little bit more roleplay that we can sit through. Which I don't think we're going to get bogglings from this. I think it's from a different quest. But we can go ahead get these 2 quests. Wish. I'm running pretty low on inventory space, but we can go ahead and just try to progress through here. We need to get Timberline sprouts and Timberline seeds. Sprouts from everything on the ground here and the seeds from the Timberlings themselves. Where I think these quests are a little bit lower level than the ones we just did. So this should be even easier for us. And as we complete these 2 quests, and as we go turn in the quest we have in Dolinar, we should be getting very close to level 8. And we're getting a nice little boost to money as we do this. And maybe we can get some more small spider legs and complete that other quest, which should guarantee our level up. We can then go to the hunter trainer and see if there's anything interesting that we can train. Inventory is full, but I think I want this minor healing potion. So I might get rid of this just to get that. Where actually, this is a lower quality item, but it is an upgrade to what we currently have. And let's get rid of the discolored fangs. Get this healing potion. Can ignore the forest mushroom cap. I don't care too much about that. But the healing potion might save our life like it did when we were fighting the furbolgs earlier. go ahead and get this sprout here. Definitely need more sprouts and we need seedlings. And maybe just use the Fury of the Boggling off cooldown, because we have so many. And it's not like the most powerful buff of all time, increases physical damage by 1, but it is, you know, a little bit of a buff, and everything is important. Had this sprout respawn in front of us, which is great. Also got another seed. I see another sprout down there. Can maybe run slightly back towards the quest giver. Got another one that spawned right here. I'm getting a nice little boost. Now we just need 2 more. But 3 more seeds. So the tables have turned slightly. Guess I'll grab this sprout since it's so close, and then maybe the one down there as well. Because now we're going to reach the point where we just need to fight some extra timberlings until we finish this quest. Out of 12 sprouts, and we're 6 out of 8 on the seeds. These 2 quests are pretty quick and easy to complete because there's a good amount of everything we need all around this lake. We don't have to run too far, but there are quite a few players around here that are fighting the timberlings, so maybe I'm about to struggle a little bit with getting these last couple of seeds. But there's one right here. I see one over there that's still alive. Okay, just one more. We might get it from this one, but we might have to go fight another one. Which I see a couple around here, which is convenient for us. And there we go. 2 quests that we can turn in, and this should also clear up 2 inventory spaces for us.
Greetings. Good luck, friend.
Get some bonus forest mushroom caps. And now we have a quest to go to Darnassus. Let's get rid of these shiny red apples. And turn in this. Just get a simple upgrade. So we can head all the way over there. But we have many other quests for us to complete. Which now that we've completed those quests, we can see some strange fruited plant there and a strange fronded plant up there that we can go try to get. But now let's head towards Dolinar. We can fight some night sabers and spiders along the way. Classic combination for us. And we are indeed getting pretty close to level 8. Which I never remember what skills unlock at. Ooh, light leather. Which skills unlock at which levels. So it'll be interesting to go back and check over time. Some spiders around here as well. I think this is a nice little spot for us to try to progress these 2 objectives. I think I saw, yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of night sabers right here. We might reach level 8 before even getting back to Dolinar and turning in this quest. I am running pretty low on mana, so I have to do a classic water break. But we're in such a good area right now. I do need some more spiders. Okay, the Night Saber turned around. I thought it would maybe come and attack us. Getting in a good amount of leather. It would be nice to just be a little bit more powerful. And I think I'll probably turn all my linen cloth into bandages, because why not? I'm definitely going to want some bags soon. Maybe if I hold out until the Burning Crusade fully launches, I can get some netherweave bags, which are very easy bags to get. Let's sell or get rid of. Don't really. I need the spider. I need everything. I guess this is worth some money, but it's the thing I need the least. Somebody else around here hunting some of the spiders as well. Let's check over here. If we turn in this quest, we'll get rid of the jewel, which will be helpful for us. Nothing from that spider. Okay, let's get a little bit closer to Dolinar. I was hoping there'd be more stuff for us to fight over here, but we might not reach level 8 before getting back to the town. The town being really, really cool. There's a couple things here. We also need to keep an eye on our arrow supply, because I've used up about half of them so far this episode, I think. Skinning is now level 13. Hopefully this lurker gives us 2 legs. Nope, just 1, but 1 is good. So 1 closer to our objective of 7. I think I just want to try to stay outside of Dolinar for just another minute, because I'm so close. Getting a good amount of leather, we should be able to make something. And then when it comes to spider legs, we just need 1 more. I think this is leading to this cave over here that we need for a different quest that we'll come back to after I clean up my inventory and everything. But I guess I have Dolinar right there. Let's come back this way a little bit. I think my main target is the spiders, because I just need the 1 more leg. This is kind of an example of a quest outside of a quest when it comes to the Night Sabers, because I need to go hunt down Night Sabers in order to get leather, in order to up my leatherworking profession, but it's not really a specific quest that we have an objective for. There we go. 2 small spider legs, so now we're at 8. Which is not particularly helpful. Have a Night Saber here that we can go ahead and snap real quick. I'll kite it back this way. Got another skill in skinning. And now we can turn in this quest, and we can also maybe take some time to cook some more spiced bread, since we're right here. We can get all the skill points that we can get out of spiced bread, but first let's sell this practice sword, some of this other trash.
Illuminate your path.
We leveled up to level 8, which is great. We can go ahead and learn this. And we also got food that will give us a buff, which is great. But let's come here, simple flour, mild spices. Let's craft all of this that we can, except I don't have inventory space. Maybe I'll do this. I'm going to sell the light leather, but I'm going to buy it back in a second. I think we can get to cooking level 40 with just spice bread, which is like such a nice start to cooking for us. Can buy this sage fish delight recipe for 47.5 silver, which is a lot compared to what we currently got. And as we hunt more spiders throughout Teldrassil, we can get more small spider legs, which is going to be good for us. Okay, sell the spice bread. Let's buy a little bit more of this just to try to get these skill points for very cheap, especially since we can just sell the spice bread for most of the cost of the materials. Not all of the cost, but most, which makes it even cheaper. And hopefully we'll get one more skill point from any of the remaining spice bread, but maybe not. Okay, let's just buy one more set of each. And hopefully we get the skill points. And then we can go ahead, create another Kaldori spider kebab. Oh, come on. And then we can keep making more spider kebabs as we get more legs. Okay, this is very, very unlucky. I made like 15 spiced bread without a skill up, which I think is very unusual. It means we're incredibly unlucky right now. And it's still happening. Okay, this is kind of approaching ridiculous. Hopefully, yeah, we can still buy back the light leather. It's still green, so we can still get a skill point from it. There we go. Finally on the last one. Sell this spiced bread. Get this light leather back. Let's make another kebab here, cleaning up our inventory space just a tiny bit. And then next we can come to the hunter trainer, where we see a quest coming up in the future that we can't get just yet. But we can get parry, which is going to be great. Concussive shot to slow down enemies, and an upgraded raptor strike to deal even more damage in melee range. So I think this is a fantastic level for us. Especially an upgraded raptor strike going into the next 2 levels. It'll be slightly less important in the future. Let's make 4 pieces of light leather here. We should bring our leather working up to 5. And it's kind of inconvenient, but we do have to go like really far away to get new recipes. But we don't necessarily need new recipes at this current moment because we don't have enough leather to get our leather working up to a very high amount. But I could look at making maybe this leather vest. And the leather boots will be good. So another coarse thread for us. And then we'll have 1 light leather to spare. Wish I could maybe just turn it into an armor kit for now. We'll get more light leather in the future. But this can be applied to chest, legs, hands, or feet to increase the armor just slightly more. So let's apply it to this chest that we just made. And then we can go ahead and sell all of this. And we can go into our first aid, make some linen bandages, which should be a little helpful for us. put this on our skill bar. And we can slowly but surely get our first aid leveled up, alongside all of our other professions. But the main one that I definitely care the most about is leatherworking and skinning, because we can just continuously make armor upgrades for us. But we also got really high in cooking at the start here, which is a nice start for us. But up here we can turn in this quest, get some more silver, and that's the end of that quest chain. But we have another quest from him where we can go fight Melanos, or however you pronounce that. So let's go ahead, wrap up today's adventures with this quest located in this cave just northwest of Dolinar. I see a human mage that wants to level here in Teldrassil. Might be a character that really wants to ride a Night Saber. Out this way we can head towards this cave that we saw earlier. And we need to be careful of any enemies around here, which looks like inside a fell rock I don't see any alive enemies, at least, which probably means that there's a player in here that we might be able to find, but I reached the end of the dead bodies of the sprites. So let's just work our way through this cave system. We got the shadow sprites that are spellcasters, and the rascal sprites that are going to attack us with a sword or a dagger, whatever they have. We have two right here. Change to this rascal sprite for just a second. Slow it down as well. Kill it most of the way. It's gonna run away now. Let's finish off this one. There we go. We handled that pretty well. These enemies are pretty weak. We're definitely decently powerful with the level we reached, but also we got some extra power from the gear that we made. Oh, we have this person who's fighting the boss all the way over there. I could try to join the group, but I think maybe I'll just wait for a respawn, which is kind of inconvenient. Looks like they killed each other, and this is coming to attack me for whatever reason. Let's try to finish off this grill. Maybe I should have sent a party invite, so I don't have to wait. But these grill respawned so quickly, right behind that one player. It's kind of weird. Unless the player like snuck by, maybe using shadow meld. But let's eat a Kaldoi spider kebab, which will guarantee us 2 extra stamina and 2 extra spirit, so we'll be even more powerful inside of this cave. Yeah, the shadow sprite just respawned. Very, very fast respawn, so maybe Lord Melanus will respawn pretty quickly as well. Let's just try clearing up this way. So one of his spawn locations is right there. Another one is down this way. So we're going to have some enemies respawning right where we are right now. So as they respawn, we want to make sure we kill them pretty quickly, just to grant us some space. Except actually, the boss has respawned. Let's go ahead, get some early attacks here. None of his guards have respawned, so this is a good opportunity for us. He is going to rejuvenate himself though to heal up. But we can deal so much damage, and there we go. Got his head. That's everything we need. Let's go ahead and Hearthstone out of here. We don't have to fight our way out. And then we can run to turn in this quest. Easy peasy. And we're so close to Dolinar too that there wasn't much of a loading time there. It was instant because it was right over there. Or almost instant, I didn't really notice. And as we turn in this quest, we will remain at level 8, where we gained 6 levels in the first episode, but only 2 levels in this episode. So things do definitely slow down a fair bit. We should at least gain 1 level an episode for a little bit of time. But into here, Talonkai Swift Root. Go ahead, here's an upgrade for us, these bracers. And that's the end of that quest. Right now we have a quest related to learning more about Teldrassil and checking out the potential corruption going on in the tree. Then we have 2 quests related to the Furbolgs and a quest to go to Darnassus. Then we also have this nasty little Zinfalhoof quest that I'm skipping, and many other quests that we can get throughout Teldrassil that we will have to look at in the future. I can sell this, and then I can go ahead and call our adventures here good for now. I really hope you all enjoyed watching, and I also hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time on the Road of Azeroth. Goodbye.